So in my last FIFA World Cup video, I had a lot of people DMing me and telling me that they had no idea that FIFA was holding that many rooms in Vancouver. To be honest, I had no idea either. But FIFA was saying that all of these hotel rooms that they're canceling in all of the host cities is just regular cleanup. I don't buy it. But there are more and more clues that are showing up that is telling the story that FIFA is going to be underwhelming. And today, I have a report from Euronews that I do want to share with the community. We all know that Europe has a huge fan base when it comes to football, and I'd much rather hear from them than the US media. But wait, there's more. The United States is making it even more difficult for some of the teams and fans to come into the United States. And the more difficult part, $15,000 US. So we're going to get into all of this in this video, and I want to start off with the report out of Europe. Now this first article is titled, US Tourism Experiencing an Orange Guy Slump. Will the FIFA World Cup reverse the trend? The article starts off by saying the US has seen a fall in foreign visitors across the board. The most dramatic decline has been from Canadian tourism, which dropped 28% in January 2025 compared to the year before. Visitors from Britain increased slightly by 0.5%. Really? But arrivals from France and Germany saw a downturn. The trend appears to be rolling over into 2026. In January, travelers from Europe were 5.2% lower year on year. Unpredictable foreign policy proposals and unrest on the ground, from threats to annex Greenland to killings involving US immigration and custom enforcements, have left foreign visitors hesitant. What I just read out is not really anything new to us. We already know this. But I did want to read it out because at 5.2% lower, I thought it was actually higher than that. Maybe somebody can update me on that, but I'll have to do some research on it. Now this screenshot here, I really wanted to show everybody because Tourism Economics, who's a company in the United States somewhere, they published an article basically saying that, everything's going to turn around. Let me read it out to you. In November, Tourism Economics published a report saying it expected the event to spark powerful rebound in international travel, revitalizing demand, filling hotels, and showcasing the broad economic reach of mega events. The data intelligence group projected that the US would welcome 1.24 million international viewers for the World Cup. Of these, 742,000, 60% are incremental, trips that would not have taken place otherwise. After a challenging 2025 for international overnight trips to the US, down 6.3%, we project inbound to rebound 3.7% in 2026, with nearly one-third of the growth tied to the tournament, the report added. Now, this report was created in November of last year, and of course it's going to sound positive. I mean, this company is based out of Wayne, Pennsylvania. But this report that they created didn't consider a few things, because a lot has happened since November. I mean, it's only been, November, December, January, February, March. 5 months. So yeah, in a short 5 months, which feels like freaking 5 years, the orange guy has threatened Greenland, which is basically threatening the rest of Europe. He's kidnapped a president of another country. He's totally screwed over Cuba. He has totally screwed over the US aviation industry, which is, kind of important if you want people to fly to your country. And last but not least, but I'm sure it's not going to be the last one at all, screwing over the world with the oil situation in the Middle East. And you want to hear what the latest WTF is when it comes to the orange guy? He's now telling the rest of the world to go get your own oil, and that the United States is not going to help anybody. It's pretty ironic because he's the one that caused the problem. Anyways, I'm just getting a little bit sidetracked here, but I just wanted to let everybody know that, hey, we got to get our own oil now. But going back to the article, this tourism economics company or whoever they are, everything that they had in their November report, I think you can just cancel it. And you have your president to thank for that. Now, this is the most important part of this article, and I'm going to read it out. Flight bookings to the US down for the summer. However, more recent data suggests hopes may have been overly optimistic. In February, the US broke its 9-month tourism slide, but only by about 0.8%, according to the National Travel and Tourism Office. It also came after a 4.2% drop in January. Now, this next part is the mic drop moment. More worryingly, flight bookings from Europe to the US for this summer are down more than 14% year over year, Forbes reported, citing figures from aviation analytics company Cirium. Now, I don't think everybody realizes how big of a clue this is right now. Because the Europeans, they love their football, and they'll follow their team anywhere. But the fact that it's 14% down compared to last year, and don't forget last year's summer, it's 2025 and shit was already starting to hit the fan, which means that it's already far worse if you compare it to 2024. But what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to a major global sporting event, you're going to plan ahead. You're going to book your flight, you're going to book your hotel, and you're going to get your visas wherever you need. But the thing is, we're only 2 months away from the FIFA World Cup, and bookings and reservations are just not lining up at the moment. And to make things even worse, let me read out this headline. Fans and players from 5 African World Cup countries face $15,000 bond to enter the United States. I'll get into this article next, but I do want to give Christine a shout out for sending this photo over of the Summit Lodge platform in Squamish. Now, surprisingly, I've actually never been there. I've drove past it many times, but I've actually never been to the top. So I'm going to have to add it to the list of places to go when I go back to visit home. But thank you, Christine, for sending this to me by email. Now, this next article, I'm actually not going to read it out to you because it's nothing new to us right now. We already knew about this $15,000 bond. But for people watching this video right now, it probably doesn't apply to you because it only applies to certain countries in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and Central Asia. But my point is that making it more difficult for fans to go, and even players, it's just adding to the list of clues why I feel the World Cup is going to be a bust. Now, I don't want you guys just to listen to me, because I'm not always right. Just ask my wife. But I want to show you some opinions from other creators, and what their view is on this topic.
One city just had 40% of their FIFA World Cup hotel block canceled. Not 20%, not 10%, but 40%. And I need to talk about it. I manage hotel blocks for a living, and here's where the numbers matter. It's not Philadelphia's 2,000 of 10,000 rooms canceled. It's Mexico City, where FIFA has canceled 800 of their 2,000 rooms, or nearly half of their block. But what's even more alarming is the director of Mexico City's Hotel Association went on record saying that right now, 90 days out, there are more cancellations than new reservations coming in. FIFA says it's just overbooking cleanup, and contractually, that's correct. They're allowed to do that. The 120-day cancellation window was in the agreement with the hotels from day one. But when you're seeing 40% attrition and net negative bookings in the same market, that's not a logistics adjustment. That's a demand signal.
Now, you don't have to be an expert to understand this. I mean, it's supply and demand. A huge amount of supply just went out, but the demand is just not there. Like the story I did a few days ago, where the third-party booking company in Vancouver, they've only booked 20% of their rooms, and they're starting to panic because all of those FIFA rooms are coming back onto the market. But being that it's only about 2 months away, it doesn't leave a lot of time for people to book those rooms or even flights. I mean, now flights are more expensive, so that's even another deterrent. But I want to show this other content creator because he actually explains the $15,000 deterrent even better than I could.
It could cost you $15,000 to enter the US for the World Cup. The New York Times is reporting that fans from certain countries may be required to put down a $5,000 to $15,000 deposit just to get a visa. The countries that I'm talking about are Senegal, Ivory Coast, Algeria. But the craziest and weirdest thing about this is that some players and some coaches might not be exempt from this fee. So imagine last minute being told that you have to put down a deposit to go to the World Cup to get a visa. And I mean, these players have money, so it's not going to be impossible. But what about the fans? No one's thinking about what's happening to like normal people. A World Cup with less fans, less atmosphere, less energy. It's starting to seem that the only people that are going to go to the World Cup are people with money. I've been talking about all of this for a while now, and I'm not sure if all this is going to ruin the World Cup. Would you pay $15,000 on top of everything else to watch your country play?
I'm just going to take a wild guess here, but I'm going to guess that answer is no. I mean, for the countries that I just listed out, $15,000 is a lot of money. I mean, hell, it's a lot of money for like Western countries as well. I mean, I totally understand when people love their team, they're going to follow them. But I think there is a limit when it comes to the average fan. Like, for example, if the Vancouver Canucks went to the Stanley Cup Finals in the United States, which is never going to happen, and I was asked to pay $15,000 to go, would I go? Hell no. So I think there's enough warning signs to show that the FIFA World Cup might be a bust. But I think this last video kind of sums up why many people don't want to go.
One, travel to the United States for the FIFA World Cup. I'm seriously asking that question. Why would any international person travel right now to the United States for the FIFA World Cup when you are watching people getting detained and shot in the face for no reason? If you were a person of any color other than pure baby powder white, you are absolutely not safe. And we've even seen if you are baby powder white, you are still not safe. Why would you take a chance coming to a country where you could be detained, locked in prison, deported to God knows where because you came to watch a soccer game? Because you came to watch a football game. Why would you come to the United States to do that? I really don't understand why. the made-up FIFA World Peace Prize that Donald Trump gave, and he immediately bombed another country and stole their leader. Like, this is not a safe place. The citizens of the United States don't want to be here. Please do not come to the United States of America for the FIFA World Cup if you are not from this country. Anyone who does not have to be here should not be here.
Well, I definitely think that's some sound advice he's giving. But for anybody that's still considering going to the United States for FIFA, you might want to take in what I've said today and just rethink it. Now, some of you might be thinking, why do you hate FIFA so much? Well, hate is a strong word, and I don't hate it, but I don't approve of it either. I'm not a football fan, to be honest, and, it doesn't really matter to me. But for the FIFA organization, I lost all respect for them when they did this. Giving this idiot a fake peace prize. I mean, seriously, what kind of peace is he keeping right now in the Middle East? None. I'm sure the FIFA World Cup will run, and it'll be successful in terms of completing. But will it be profitable? Will the stands be full? I don't know, and I don't care, to be honest. But if it does fail, or if it does become like a failure, I'll be here to report it, and rub it in FIFA's face for sucking up to a fascist government. Now, before I end this video, it seems like the co-host is getting more popular than I am. And I know some of you are waiting in this video to hear her opinion. Unfortunately, there isn't any, because she's too focused on my food. I don't have very much time to create this video, so I'm having my Korean takeout food while making this video. So unfortunately, you'll have to wait till the next video if you want to hear her. Sorry to disappoint you. If you found any value or agree with anything I said in this video, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you're notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that'll show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.